Hi guys, it's Erin. Today is a super exciting day. Today is the first harvest for the farmer's market. The farmer's market is tomorrow. It's a total prep day. I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this since October. So most of the flowers we're gonna have today are tulips. There will be some ranunculus and anemone coming out of the garden over there, but we had a bit of a storm last night, yesterday, and it destroyed a lot of those flowers, so I won't have a whole lot. But I want to take you guys along for the day while I go harvest greenery and all the little bits and bobs, and then cleaning the tulips and getting them all prepped and making bouquets. It's time. The market season is here, and I am over the moon excited about it. These tulips are so pretty. They're just there. All these ones that are colored up like this, I'm gonna take to the market. The other ones that are just starting to color up, I'm still gonna pull these, but they're gonna go into the cooler, and I'll put them up for the wholesale market tomorrow. Hey, so cool. Everything in my tulip beds have come on so early. Usually I get around a month. I'm just pulling, different varieties every week. I get the early, mid, and late season varieties, but this year they're all coming at the same time. And this one doesn't match the rest of them. I think it's a apricot pride. It's still really pretty. So for the most part today, I'm just gonna set up a camera. I'll stop and talk about anything that comes up that I think you might need to know or might want to know that you don't already. But for the most part, it's just gonna be following along while I harvest everything. I got a lot to do and not a lot of time, so it's always a really busy day on market prep day. And then once all the flowers are cut or pulled and prepped and ready to go, they'll just go sit in the cooler while I gather everything else up. And then once that's all done, we'll take you along for the ride tomorrow and see what the market setup looks like. I'm, like I said, I'm super excited. It's time. We're here. Market season is upon us. So yeah, come along. Yeah, see, the daffodils got cooked in the weather last night. They're all pretty rough shape. But there's these guys I will cut at this stage and put them in bouquets, and they'll still open. They look like they're in pretty good condition still. Yeah, it's sad. It never seems to fail, right? As soon as it's market season, we get some crazy storms, but that's springtime. It just is what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna go, like I said, I'm gonna go set up a camera. I'm gonna get into the ranunculus garden, and we'll see what we can collect out of there that hasn't been ruined, and then we'll go from there. Well, that's unfortunate. I got a whole bunch of aphids going on in here. So I'm not gonna harvest these. I did just get some ladybugs in the mail, and I just spread them out. So hopefully in the next week or two, that problem will be taken care of. I'm gonna check my anemone too, because that'd be real sad. This whole field is full of beautiful flowers, but if I can't harvest them, ugh. Don't mind the weeds. These might be all right. Nope. Can you see the little green buggers on there? Dang it. Oh, well, maybe next week. Gosh, that's a bummer. Well, it gives me a chance to come out here, do some real cleanup, hopefully. Dang it, that's unfortunate. Somehow I missed that. Okay, well, that's okay. I can't do anything about it at the moment. It's a whole lot of flowers going to waste. But like I said, I just spread out ladybugs. I've got another pack coming in another week. And hopefully we can get this cleaned up quickly and then take advantage of all these beautiful flowers we spent months and months and months curating. Onto the greenery and all the bits, little pieces. The thing about tulips, tulip bouquets, is that they don't need a whole lot of help. They are pretty substantial all on their own, which makes it pretty easy for a pretty quick bouquet. For most bouquets, I have a recipe that I use. There's a big focal flower, there's going to be some supporting flowers, a line flower or a spike, foliage, and something kind of airy, sparkly that I always try to put in my bouquets. But this time of year, with the tulips the way they are, they just kind of command all your attention. So the majority of what I'm going to put in them is just some greenery to surround them. The tulips do all the talking for themselves. I'll probably put little bits. I have some geum that's blooming and some other leucogem and stuff like that to add a little bit of extra interest, but for the most part, they do the job all by themselves. It's just a matter of collecting greenery and tulips, and that'll be it. There's usually not a whole lot of flowers this time of year, but I have a lot. They just have aphids. So, okay, let's go find some greenery. I have right here my right here I have 9 bark, which is fantastic. That's what I grow this for. So I'll probably cut some of that. This is a mock orange. This shrub is actually a butterfly bush that I don't want to keep. It's our native variety, which is pretty invasive actually. It'll take over. There's a spot down the road from me that's just completely covered in these guys. So I'm probably going to cut all the branches off of this to use. I will go out along the edges and see if there's any leafed out berries or tree, like the cherry trees that we have, the wild cherries. They put out really pretty stems for early in the season that make really good greenery. We have other 9 bark, but this isn't quite ready. It's too small. And I have some raspberry over there that I might be able to grab. But yeah, just a lot of options. So let's go wander. When I cut these thicker stems, I will slice up them so that they have more surface area to drink up the water. Okay, I think that's the last of my usable stems here. And I just use fresh, super clean buckets and clean fresh water. At this point, I'm not using any chemicals to try and prolong the life of these. They do really well with just good, clean well water. If you live somewhere where you would have, city water or something that's not as clean as just straight water from straight well water, it's probably good that you use some other chemicals, like holding solution or some things I will use flower food for. But if you have good, fresh, clean water and a sparkling clean bucket, that's for the most part all you need. You see all the shrubs we planted? They're all leafing out. Ah, satisfying. Look at this. Great big lilac. Oh, I can't wait. All right, guys, I've got as many tulips and all the supporting foliage and stuff cut as I'm going to. I have a cooler absolutely full of tulips. I'm so excited about some of these. And it's sitting here at 39. It needs to get back down to 36, so I'm getting out of there. I'm gonna let all those tulips sit in there and chill for, probably an hour. Let them get real cold while I set up out in front of, probably in front of the greenhouse, or maybe just right here outside of the cooler, so I can get all set up to wash all the tulips that I'm gonna use and get the bouquets made. I'll show you what that setup looks like when I get to that point. In the meantime, I'm just gonna take a little bit of a break and get ready for getting the rest of these ready to go. I'm so excited. I can't tell you how much. It's been a long time. I miss all of my market friends that I haven't seen in a long time. Just checking the truck. I gotta start loading that up. John will be back soon. He'll help get the truck loaded. Okay, so break time. I'll see you guys back here in a few minutes. It'll be a couple seconds for you. All right, guys, check it out. This is the haul for today. The plan right now is to get all these cleaned up. What I like to do, I have this wagon that just has grates, so I lay out my tulips, I hose them down, cut off the bulbs and the foliage down low, and make sure they're super clean, and then I'll put them in these clean buckets with fresh clean water and then once I get all of them all ready to go like that, I'll set up my table and I'll lay out and start making my bouquets. So I'll film a little bit of this. We have some rain possibly incoming, so we'll see how that goes. There is some blue sky, but there's also dark gray clouds, so welcome to spring. Okay, so I'll show you how I work through that whole process, at least the cleaning portion, and then I'll get set up again to do the bouquet making, and then we'll be good to go. Like I said, I've said it probably 10 times in this video already. I'm super excited. These flowers look gorgeous. These are Columbus. This one, Vogue maybe. These are Dreamer. You can see that peachy pink color. These guys are gorgeous. Look at all that. Oh yay. And then we had some daffodils left over and all the greenery. I wound up with, this is actually salmonberry, and then a bunch of tree branches, some salal, and just miscellaneous shrub branches with leaves on them. But this should be it, everything that I really need. But this should be really everything that I need to be able to make good tulip bouquets. My double bouquets, I usually put 5, 6 or so, give or take, of those guys in a bouquet. These guys will get more. This is a fringed one. They're really fun. Can you see the fringed petal? That's so cool. But the doubles, they take up a lot more room, so I don't I don't need to put as many in a bouquet. But yeah, let's get to cleaning and then we'll get to all the pretty part. Okay, you can see this bucket has got all of those Columbus ones in there. So I'm just gonna do that with all the rest of these. So I'm not gonna make you sit and watch me do all of that all the way through. So I'll catch back up with you when that's all done and I'm set up for bouquet making. All right, making the bouquets. This part is done. I love this Columbus one. Look at all the different colors in that. These guys, I didn't, sadly, because of the aphids in the ranunculus beds, I don't have nearly as many as I was hoping to have for opening day, but I have 25, but that'll have to do. I will have all kinds of dahlias and hanging baskets and other plants to sell, so should have enough to keep things going. Hopefully we have good turnout. The weather is supposed to be kind of off and on like today. A little cloudy, showery, sunny, all of the above, just like every other day in spring. But I'm pretty happy. I think the colors on all of these are really quite beautiful, and they should draw attention at the market. Like I said, there's 25 here. I'm gonna get these. I think I might actually leave them in here in the greenhouse overnight. Let some of these tighter budded flowers open a little bit. It'll still get cold tonight. It's supposed to be 40 degrees overnight. So it's not like they're gonna cook in here and blow open. But yeah, we got this part done. I'll see you in the morning when we get set up for the market. Here's the setup. We have extra space this time. Raspberries. Well, we have an hour and a half left, and I have 3 bouquets, 2 baskets, and some dahlias. That's about it. Oh, and my sad looking raspberries. Good morning, guys. It's the next day. Finished up the market. It was so busy. We sold out of all of our flowers with, well, about an hour before the market even closed. So it was a really good day. I didn't have as many as I should have. We talked about it because I have the aphids problem that I need to deal with right quick. But all in all, it was a great day. There were so many people down there, more even than last season's first market, which is crazy because I thought last season was, well, we broke records last season for how many people were there. And then it looked to me like we were going to break records again yesterday, which is fantastic. It's a great start. I'm really looking forward to it. I was able to also get some tulips posted on the wholesale website, so we'll see in the next few days if that worked out too. Next weekend is Easter, so I imagine there'll be a good number of people down there to get flowers again, which again I'm looking forward to. It was such a great time. It was so much fun to go down there and see all of my friends from the markets, the farmers that I know really well that we've been selling with for the last several years. They're such great people, and the crafters and the food vendors, everybody that's down there is just good people, and the community rallied. There was people that came from took the ferry across from out of town, and I even had one of you guys show up to say hi. You guys are the sweetest. It was so much fun to see you. Yeah, it was great. I love that. That's the best thing. So all in all, it was a great day. I had a good time. I realized getting prepped for the market, and then yesterday and even today, I'm certainly out of practice from what I normally would do. So it was a good harsh reminder. I'm a little tired today, but that's okay. It was fun, and I can't wait to do it again next week. All right, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up, leave a comment. Some of you had markets starting this weekend too, and I'd love to hear how they went. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.